Everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk Motorsport, a show where a couple blokes have fun chatting all things motor racing. My name is Daniel, and this is my boy Alex. Spinozzi, how are you?
Mate, I'm great. Motorsport's back. It's the first weekend proper of, Supercars are back, and I think World Superbikes are on, more NASCAR. Everything's happening.
Australian Superbikes as well, alongside the World Superbikes. That's cool.
Yes.
And we also had the F1 launch today as well, which we'll cover another day.
Yes.
But
I made a TikTok about that.
Yes, you did. And I got to talk to you about that later.
Cool.
Let's go into NASCAR first before we talk about what's coming up. Before we get into the Supercar stuff.
Yeah, the whole episode is mainly about the Supercar preview for the weekend ahead. But let's go back in time a little bit, because one of the biggest events in the world happened last weekend, where we saw a two-time champ arise from like 6th, 7th place to claim victory.
Which was very unexpected.
Yeah, so similar name to the Supercars champion, but Will Byron was we've got Will Brown and Will Byron. Will Byron has now become a two-time champion of the Daytona 500 in an epic last lap. Like, to put into perspective, he was 6th with about a kilometer to go. Anyone. He dodged two incredible crashes by millimeters, may I add. And he's prevailed. He's the survivor, and he's the two-time champion. Tyler Reddick and Jimmy Johnson rounded out the top three. What a story! He was also like 15th or something. He was like 15th, and then all of a sudden just popped out 3rd.
I love
and
that.
I reckon if that wasn't the last lap, he could have won.
You reckon?
Like if it was imagine if it was a second to last lap, and there was only 3 of them going for the win.
Yeah.
Going around, it wouldn't have ever happened because there was a crash and cars were stopped. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the field, I'm going to go through it, but it was just a mess.
Yeah.
There was no logical order to this top 10 at all. It was Chase Briscoe 4th, John Hunter Nemechek 5th, Alex Bowman 6th, Ryan Blaney, who got taken out thanks to Joey Logano's crazy move.
Yeah, I wonder if there was some boxing matching going on in the background.
Yeah, and teammate of them both, Austin Cindric, was 8th, who was also in chance. All Penske cars had a chance to win. They were unbelievably quick. Justin Allgaier in his debut in the Cup Series was 9th. He actually qualified 9th in the Jules to get into the 500, so he just likes finishing 9th. And then Chris Buescher was 10th. So crazy stuff. There was like a 4-hour delay for this race, by the way. It was meant to start at 2 p.m. local time. It started at like 6.
I mean,
it ended up becoming a night race.
It worked in our favour because it was lunchtime
when
the race was happening. So it was perfect.
Well, I woke up at like 9 thinking 7 thinking I'll capture the end of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. Well, I guess I'll watch the whole thing.
Done.
So I did. It worked in my favour. I think Bryce messaged us saying, I woke up at 4 a.m. to watch this race and nothing happened.
To watch water pour down on the track.
Well, the worst part was it actually started on time, and then they did like 10 laps, and that was the end of that.
Yeah.
Then a whole thunderstorm came through, and finished that job off. And then once the race started, it was pretty tame until lap 70, I believe, where obviously the stage 1 finished, where Joey Logano won that stage. So already some championship points for the championship winner from last year. And then 4 laps later, there's a big crash.
He's got a playoff point too. Because it's a Daytona 500. Is that true? I'm still
learning that part.
I am more into it than Ivan is in terms of knowledge. But you're better than both of us combined.
I'll be honest, people who's going to be listening to this pod, I'm planning on watching like a lot of the races this year. If I can watch all of them, I will.
Yeah.
If I'm not working. But I will be onto it every week. Literally, they're racing again this week at Atlanta. So I'll get back to you maybe at the next pod we do on the playoff point situation. But it's a bit crazy. I don't know how it works. But then four laps later after stage 1, there was a crash that involved a good 10 cars, including Cashton Evers, Martin Truex Jr. Shane Van Gisbergen wasn't involved in that crash, but so Fox KO had a bit of a drop. So I actually missed like from lap 55 onward to about lap 80. They didn't show any of it. They were showing MotoGP for some reason. They just dropped out. Yeah, it was bad. Right. So I missed out on this whole caution, the stage one. I missed out on all of it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Shane Van Gisbergen was 2 laps down in 35th position. So I actually have no idea what happened to him because the coverage didn't show it.
I might be debris, I reckon.
Yeah, because he wasn't involved in the crash because I saw the replay and he was in front of it. So I don't know what happened.
You keep talking. I'll see if I can find something out about that.
Yeah, I mean, then after that, nothing really happened until the big one. Well, there was a few big ones.
There was a few big ones. You're going to have to narrow that down.
The few big ones. The first one was caused by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Joey Logano, who were trying to just fight for the same piece of real estate and then took out half the field in doing so and ruined their own races. Then the other big one involved Christopher Bell, who was leading, and what's his name behind him? Cole Custer.
You called it, right?
I called it because
we were both like, "Oh, who's going to win? It's either going to be Hamlin or Bell." But the problem was the problem was the Toyotas weren't good at getting pushed.
So what was happening was obviously there's pushing in this game to help people out or get to the front of the field or whatnot. And Cole Custer, who's a rookie, is actually a wild card, I'm pretty sure, in some races this year, was pushing a bit too much on. He knew what he was doing though. They said he knew that he was going to take out Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell was getting these whacks from behind from Custer, and one was a bit too hard, and ended up putting him into the fence. And caused one of the biggest crashes for Ryan Preece. Now, I say one of the biggest crashes because it turns out that wasn't his biggest crash, despite flipping. He's flipped many times before then. I think the big one, he flipped over about 10 times. He barrel rolled. It was like a crazy crash. So for him, he's pretty used to being upside down.
Yeah, he's used to it.
He's pretty used to being upside down. So, glad Ryan Preece is okay, though. Yeah. He just walked out, was in the medical center for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, compared to the other role he had, it's like nothing.
Yeah, it's just like having breakfast for him. Just another day.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned a wild card. Was it LaJoy?
Joey LaJoy is a good story. He's a good story. Thanks for bringing that up. He ran the whole of last season, but didn't get a drive this year. So he partnered up with a team. I can't remember what they were called. There's too many teams to remember. And they organized just a couple rounds. I think he's planning on doing like 10, 12 rounds. And Daytona was one of them. And he led for vast majority of the back end of the race. Great story. Unfortunately, got caught up in that in the big crash at the end. I haven't even mentioned this one yet. So the big one happened with a couple laps to go. The one involving Christopher Bell, and then that forced overtime.
He got a poor start.
Who?
LaJoy.
The thing is, it's easy to come to the front.
Oh yeah, that's it. But he did really well to hold his position for a while.
He was leading for a while.
Yeah, but he wasn't meant to be. But overall, really, really cool weekend in Daytona. It's always a special event there.
Have you seen the video of Herb's comparison to Lightning McQueen?
I have not, but
yeah. So on the last lap, you noticed the Monster Energy car on the grass?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he did the old.
Oh, he did the drift.
He did the drift to save it, and he did it, and then they're comparing him to Lightning McQueen.
I like that.
I think Lightning was a bit more cool. Was a bit more sideways. Yeah.
Shout out to NASCAR and the officials, right, for not bringing out the caution, because it was just before the the final lap was called.
Correct.
And if you don't know NASCAR, overtime happens, and you get 2 laps. If the leader crosses for the final lap, then the race ends if there's a crash. But they kept it going, which was cool.
Funny enough, I don't know if you know this, but they actually called a caution about a second and a half after Will Byron crossed the line. So they knew what they were doing. They're like, oh, we just, I guess they just didn't want to do more work and was sick of, it was a 4-hour delay.
Yeah.
4-hour delay. I want to go home.
Yeah, overtime became overtime.
I don't want to do a caution again. Let's just run it to the end.
But that's the cool thing about NASCAR, right? Bryce was complaining how, delayed, get up at 4 a.m. and nothing's happening. But you're guaranteed with NASCAR that they will race until all those laps are done. Even if it has to be the next day.
Yeah, I was going to say they'll leave until the next day if they have to.
And it's a rare thing because obviously in Australia we can't do that.
No.
Unfortunately. But massive credit to NASCAR.
Absolutely. And the show moves over to Atlanta this week. I know nothing about that track, but by Monday morning, I will.
I know that it's in Atlanta.
Yeah. Good call.
So now that we're finished with all the American stuff, let's head down under for the Supercars. They're, of course, returning this weekend after the Adelaide 500 back in November, which we remember very well. I partially remember. It was an
You don't remember Sunday?
I don't remember Sunday, no. I remember what happened because that hurt. But if you know, you know. If you know, you know. But I'm excited for this weekend. Today, actually, when we're recording this podcast, so yesterday, by the time this comes out, because it'll come out Thursday, the official test day happened at Sydney. So we've got some results listed here already, and Will Brown is leading the leaderboard once again. He's keeping, he's continuing his performance from last year. And also from the New Zealand Grand Prix as well, who is, we forgot to mention earlier, the first Australian winner in 50 years, which is really amazing. But
yeah, quite an achievement.
I reckon we got to watch out for him again. I am going to lock it in. It's going to be his year again.
Yeah.
I said it in the
well, he started off really well. There was actually 2 sessions today, I've just worked out. A morning and a daytime. Morning and afternoon.
Nick topped
the
first one.
Yeah, cool to see that. Lap times weren't that comparable though. Like, if you put his best lap time, it puts you. Actually, it only puts you second. So maybe not. Oh, sorry. Hang on. No, sorry. My apologies. It puts you 4th.
Right. 4th,
5th. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Still, Will Brown had the fast lap of the day by a fair margin, actually. By 4/10.
He got it at the very end too, just before the flag flew.
Yeah, his last lap, which was lap 66. Actually, quickly looking at the lap times and when they did it, shout out to Cam Hill, who set his best lap of a 1:30.7 on lap 1.
Wow.
He went straight out of the box, smashed it out, and then was like, "No, I'll do a race run after this."
Yeah, there you go.
I guess that's what fresh tires gives you.
Yeah, that's it.
But shout out to him on that. He finished the day in 7th in the second session. So a few noticeable. Obviously, it's just a test day. Who knows what this actually means? But we had 3 of the 4 Brad Jones racing car drivers in the top 10. So make that of what you want.
It also gives an idea of what to expect this weekend, maybe too. Obviously, I don't exactly know what everyone's plan was for today. But it does give, like, if Tickford was strong last year at Sydney, it shows Cam Waters 3rd place today.
Well, I think Fords in general were strong last year. So to see the top 10 here having only 3 Fords in it, there you go. I guess the field's going to be a bit more bunched up than it was at the event. But obviously, we still had noticeable drivers down the order. Brody Kostecki was 19th. Matt Payne was 16th. Randall 15th. Those aren't comparable to what we expect to happen this weekend. Therefore, look, we'll talk about it. The Supercars are back on track. How cool, but, it's just a test day.
We won't properly know until Friday evening, right? When we've got the first race of the year, which is a new format, which we'll get into as well. With the
Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Friday afternoon's qualifying. Yeah. So, as you were about to touch on, whole brand new calendar for this year, it's going to be much more action-packed on the Friday than it would normally be. Really looking forward to this new structure, actually.
I really
Supercars.
like
Yeah, I think Supercars, all in all, just with everything they've done this year, has actually been an improvement. Obviously, we'll see how it goes we'll talk about it in November or something. But I would say, as a start, it's all working fairly well.
Definitely. And the fact that we said it last time in our preseason pod, it gives more opportunity and more encouragement for fans to tune in on the Friday or go on the Friday.
Correct. Correct.
And because most people tend to go for Saturday Sunday because they're racing, and Supercars were only on for like an hour or something on the Friday. This time around, it's going to be even more exciting because we got 2 practice sessions, a quali and the race. We're set for a big weekend. Before we do go into the weekend, we do have some news from not only the test day but also just some more enduro lineup news. We've sort of got a proper roster now, almost. I'll get it up in a moment, but just a shout out, Kai Allen, obviously, and Cooper Murray. Their first official test day as a main game driver. Cameron Crick as well. I did 18th, 22nd, and 23rd. Nothing major there, but we did have a couple fires today, all battery related.
And both Camaros.
Matt Stone, both Camaros as well. Matt Stone Racing had a garage fire due to a battery charger. I think that was before they actually went out on track. And then
that's quite interesting.
It is. And then James Golding had a battery fire as well, which resulted in some damage in the rear, unfortunately for him. And then Aaron Love found the wall again.
It's pretty stock standard.
Yeah. In other news, where it's wet. Also, I've just saw this now. Right, this is live. This is happening right now. Supercars have been bumped from the F1 podium at the Grand Prix.
I saw that this afternoon. Yeah. It's basically in their paddock.
Yeah, okay.
I'm assuming going to be on the top of a truck. Well, how they had the podium in Darwin, just on the truck. I assume it's just going to be that.
They do it for Sandown too, don't they? They put like a little mini makeshift one.
Well, yeah. One thing that did bother me about the Grand Prix is they do a podium for every single race. And they do the national anthem every single race. It's just not necessary.
Isn't it?
It's just not necessary.
Isn't it?
It's just not necessary.
Because it's one race a day, isn't it? I think that's the only reason why. Just trying to find.
Well, it also wastes time. Like, I'm assuming, they'll have another event start up as soon as the Supercar races are finished now. Speaking of which, actually, the calendar came out this week, didn't it?
For
the Grand Prix.
I think so. I don't know. I haven't
looked. Yeah, I'll quickly get it up.
I haven't looked. Also, while you do that, another thing they worked on today as well was also the giant NASCAR fuel chug. The 25 liter churn, which will be used during the sprint rounds this year. And I think that means it's this weekend as well. Can't remember. What do you think of that? I quite like it. Given you're a fan of NASCAR, how do you feel
about the fuel chugs?
Yeah, instead of using the fuel like the fuel pump or the fuel line, it's actually the giant chug.
Isn't that what they're using normally?
No.
Oh, you mean in Supercars?
Yeah, this is Supercars are
they're using it.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Right. Sorry,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, there you go. They're using it for sprint
context.
Yeah.
I must admit, I was looking at the F1 calendar when you said that.
Fair enough, and they don't fuel up at all.
No, they don't. Interesting. I must admit, I don't. I think in NASCAR they do it purely for tradition. There's no benefit to it. Actually, there is no benefit at all because there isn't. There's no time on the thing. They literally have to count it. Basically, it's all manual handling. That thing weighs a ton. Yeah, I don't think there's any need for it personally. But if there's a cost-cutting reason for it, which I'm assuming there is for supercars, then sure. I don't think it's going to make a difference. It actually will just make a difference more on possibly having mistakes.
Yeah,
I think you're more mistake prone to having this because you got to like the NASCAR guys are huge. They literally have it on their shoulder, one hand in and then one hand up to balance it, and like it's going to be tough.
Yeah, no,
I don't see the nice story. Nice story.
Thank you. I reckon it's going to be interesting. It's going to add a little challenge to it, which will be really cool.
Yeah. Is that this weekend?
I believe so. Don't quote me on that. Don't attack me if it isn't.
Well, isn't it the whole sprint, the first 8 rounds or whatever it is?
Maybe.
The Sprint Cup.
I'm still trying to get my head around it.
We did. Cup.
By the way, people, if you are new here, hi. It's a bit too late for an intro, but hi. But we have made a video last year when the finals was announced, and we made an article as well, which you can check on ltmotorsport.com, as you see down there. Also, shout out to our friends at Race Nuts. Yes, Race Nuts Podcast. They actually made a little video about it too, if you want to check it out. They help us, we help them. Anyway. They're a great bunch of guys.
Nice.
Also, one of them is named Dan, so that's fantastic.
Love it.
Us Dan's got to stick together. Last week, and this week as well, we got some more news on Enduro lineups this year. Let's have a quick look at how they look. So obviously, Triple Eight Race Engineering have Scott Pye and Jamie Whincup again. And I believe who was teaming up with Craig Lowndes this year? I can't remember. It's literally gone. Zach Bates.
Out of my head.
Zach Bates.
That's the one.
The Super 2 champion. Yeah.
That's the one.
He'll be racing for Eccleston this year as well, this weekend. So he'll be running number 1. And then we've got DJR. Todd Hazelwood is going back with Brody again. I'm excited for that partnership. I'm just excited for DJR altogether. And Tony Del
reborn.
is sticking around again.
They're reborn.
They are reborn, and we will be doing a livery review a little bit after this segment, actually. So
yes,
stick around. Tickford, we've got Frosty and James Moffat. Now, Frosty was seen cutting some laps this morning, which is really, really cool to see him in the Monster race suit. It's good to see him back at home.
In a Ford.
How do you reckon they're going to go this year? You reckon he'll do well, like Lowndes? You know, when Lowndes went with Jamie that time, and they were pretty.
Well, I think it's the strongest driver pairing in the whole field. You may question the Red Bull ones being better, but I don't know, man. He's back home. He's in a Mustang. Cam Waters is always unreal at the Enduros, and he always gets let down by James Moffat.
Do you know?
So I think this is going to get him one step closer. It's
probably on par with Feeney and Whincup.
Yeah, I'd say that it's hard to say against Jim Whincup, but combining, I reckon there's more experience here than then.
But it feels like
Feeney's only like his 4th year or something.
Yeah, but it has that energy, you know.
It does feel like that.
So, you know, this year could be really interesting with that. If they get the cars all good for them. Grove, we've got Tander and Wood, you know, going there once again. Really positive last couple of years. Tander seems pretty happy there. Dale Wood seems pretty happy there. Can't go wrong there. Of course, Kai Allen will be racing there for the first time, or second time now, because he did it in Adelaide. Technically,
hang on, in the wild card with was Simona?
Yes. Yeah.
He was the main. He was
driver. Also Will Davison's Enduro last year.
That's right. So he's the year before.
So he'll be keen.
He was like the main driver for that Simona pairing, even though he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. And then we've got
if that makes sense.
Premiere. We've got David Russell. He's locked in at the moment. And then we've also got, bear with me, because I had it here, but I don't. Possibly Nathan Hearn could be the second driver there. Obviously, Cam McLeod was there last year, but he doesn't. I don't know if he's going to be there this year. He's going to Kelly Racing for Super 2s this year. So whether something happened, I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. I'm excited to see how he does in a Mustang as well. McLeod. He's driven a Nissan, a Commodore, and now he's up to a Mustang. So there you go.
Well, hopefully he doesn't roll this one.
Hopefully not. Hopefully
not.
That's not ideal. Erebus, I'm excited for this. We've got Job Stewart and Jared Hughes.
Definitely the youngest and most inexperienced co-drivers you could have picked. But we'll see.
I'm excited though. Job has shown a lot of promise, claiming the Super 3 championship back in 23. And Jared Hughes, I'm pretty sure it's Jared.
Yeah, it is. He won Bathurst last year, didn't he? Super 2?
No, I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure he did.
My memory is so cooked. Like this.
I'm pretty sure he did because it was his first win.
And
it was a Bathurst. I remember watching it.
Yeah. Anyway, when I can find his name because I've lost it, he will be racing with 888 in the GT4 program.
Right.
As well.
With that girl driver?
Yeah, Summer.
Yeah.
Routini, I believe her name is, who follows us now, by the way, too. So, hello.
Shout out.
Excited to see how they go. Also, interesting. Let's quickly talk about that. It's interesting that they're having a Mercedes program for 2025, given how they're moving to Ford next year. Do you reckon this is just a fill-in until they get Fords?
Well, I don't think there are Ford GT4s, are there?
Yeah.
Oh, there might be.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Well, obviously, there's still... I saw an article just a couple of hours ago about the Ford don't know what engines or something they're running next year with AAA or some uncertainty about engines. So,
yeah,
I don't know. But it does excite me that AAA are going to have a more GT program based, like, because we have the GT Sprint Challenge or whatever it's bloody called these days, and it's going to have a lot more GT4s in it than normal. I think GT4s. I think Roland Dane mentioned it a couple of years ago. He said it's the future, or something along those lines. The best racing unit or something like that.
Well, I love GT racing.
I think it. Yeah, I agree. I think it needs to take off.
Yeah, definitely. And I would absolutely love to see AAA tackle Daytona and Le Mans. That would be really, really special.
Yeah,
as a team, obviously the drivers, will be cool, but as a team, that'll be sick. Because they've already made a name for themselves in the GT worldwide, and have done many endurance races across the world. So I'm excited to see how they go next year. But
it's also a thing to talk about one day. Obviously, not too much today, but like GT for Australia is getting bigger. We've got our own championship now. The Shahins have put the bend on the BMW that's running the WEC this year. Like, it's just getting bigger and bigger. There's going to be some Aussie drivers from Australia participating in that more often than normal. So, it's getting bigger, and hopefully that AAA have just Ford everything next year and just have one particular brand that they can use for everything.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited because we said last time as well, we think the Bathurst 12 hour should be part of the GT World Challenge.
I think it needs to be. No offense to Supercars and what they've done, but I don't think they should own the 12 hour anymore. It's not correct. There's so much potential for the Bathurst. You got the best track in the world, and it only had 23 cars in it. One car only had literally no other competitors in their category. There were four GT4 cars. Only, I think, Pro drivers was only about 12.
Yep.
Pro Am had 3. You're guaranteed a podium. Like, it was ridiculous in my mind. It was a bit pathetic. And there's just so much room for making it unbelievable. And it starts off with the track, the facility. You just need more people there. It just needs to be bigger and better.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think AAA are working toward that happening. It just, no offense, but it just can't be owned by Supercars. It just needs to be bigger.
No, definitely, absolutely.
Even WEC, I reckon WEC should take over. Do you imagine all those cars? Obviously, it'd be GT3 only, but not talking about hypercars or
You're talking about
LMP2.
GTs.
What you need is basically whoever run in Spa 24 hour, which is a GT only race, to come here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
you need that.
That'd be cool.
You need that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I just reckon Supercars shouldn't be running it.
Yeah, agreed.
Nothing against them because they're good, but anyway, we spoke. You check out our pod from the other week. You can actually hear our thoughts in depth there. Next up, we've got Matt Stone Racing. We've got Tim Slade teaming up with Nick Percat this year. Excited to see how he does. He did well when he did it with McLaughlin. Remember when he did an Enduro drive with him?
I remember.
Before he came back as a full-time. So I'm excited to see how that goes. I think Cameron... I don't know who else is driving, whether it's Cameron Crick driving.
It is.
It is? Okay, cool. We'll look that up.
It's the Cam Mobile, remember?
That's right. I was getting the Camerons mixed up. And then Aaron Cameron exists, which confuses me even more.
And isn't he going to be with...
Nothing's been confirmed for that yet, because he's at the moment currently into overseas in the Formula Regional
That's right.
series in Dubai, I think. Having a lot of fun over there from the looks of it. So he's obviously not in that Kelly seat this season, but Super 2.
Well, yeah, because McLeod took it.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Brad Jones Racing. I think only Declan Fraser and Jordan Boys are confirmed. Obviously, they're just returning again. Declan did really well as an enduro with Andre last year. Excited to see how he does. I always like him as a driver. He seems like a really, really good guy. Team 18. This one I'm really excited about. So Lee Holdsworth goes from Walkinshaw to Team 18. And Harry Jones finally gets a supercar shot.
Yeah, how good's that story? Harry Jones, I don't know why, but the more successful he gets, the less opportunities he gets. He wasn't not less, but you know what I mean. The Melbourne Performance Centre aren't going to have cars in the Carrera Cup this year, I don't believe. So he lost his car with them. Then he has to buy another one.
That was a last minute thing, wasn't it?
No, yeah, only about New Year's that happened. Yeah. So he's literally had to build his own car, start his own team to run this year. And by the way, his livery with the cat on the side, not actually a physical cat, but the big truck brand. Yeah. The livery looks pretty much the same, but having number 1 on the car looks impressive.
It does look cool. And he's earned it. And I'm excited to see how he does in a supercar.
Yeah.
So very, very excited for that. Walkinshaw and Andretti United. So Fabian Coulthard is returning once again. But we've also, instead of Holdsworth, we've got Jay Nojada joining that team. So I'm intrigued to see how that goes. I thought he was purely focused. He's a factory Mercedes driver now for GT.
That's cool.
So I'm surprised that they let him drive the supercar. But
no, he did very good at Bathurst.
He did. So I'm excited to see how he does. Actually, he did really well, didn't he?
Yeah, it was fine with the big boys from Europe.
He did absolutely.
So, yeah, did he race last year? Erebus, was it? No, because he wasn't with Jack LeBron.
He was, yes, yeah. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, he's not bad behind the wheel of a supercar, but he's better behind the wheel of a GT3.
Yeah, he did all right. And then we've got Tickford. And you're like, oh, you already mentioned Tickford, you spud. Well, they've actually got a wild card program with Ryland Gray teaming up with Lockie Dalton, which is really cool. 2 young guns. I'm excited to see how they go. Obviously, Dalton has had some wild card experience on his own at Sydney already, and they both compete in Super 2. So I'm excited to see how they go together as a team. Also, nothing's been announced for Blanchard Racing, but
no.
I don't think Jack Perkins is in the team this year. I could be wrong, but I saw a post a little while ago that he's on the market. So
there you go.
There you go. Interesting.
Maybe he could head to Brad Jones again. Who knows?
I could be absolutely wrong. So
who knows?
Just ignore I said.
We'll find out soon.
Yeah, exactly. Just ignore I said that if that's the case. And also, speaking of Blanchard Racing, just shout out to Bailey Sweeney landing a Super 2 seat with the team. Really, really cool. He's a great lad. Did really well in TCR. Unfortunately, didn't have the budget to continue. Had a stint in Super 3 last year. Now has landed a full-time Super 2 seat, so that's really, really cool.
Well, I think it's a better opportunity than TCR is.
Absolutely. Now,
Which
Alex,
they've locked in Macau as the last round.
they did lock in.
TCR Australia. That's pretty big.
That is huge.
That's pretty big.
It's really cool too. And also round 1, I think, had a bit of a weird change or something like that. But
No one's gonna watch it anyway. No offense.
I can't remember.
I'm only gonna watch TCR at the Bend because that's where we're going.
It's definitely going downhill, isn't it? TCR.
It's gone downhill. It's gone downhill.
And unfortunately, it's cool that 3 rounds is with Supercars, 3 rounds with ARG. But I feel like Trans Am, like Trico Trans Am, has more of a future than TCR.
Which is sad.
Unfortunately, because Trans Am can lead somewhere. Obviously, do a super drive. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Should we? This is a live discussion, Alex. Should we go through the liveries or go through the weekend preview of the schedule?
No, let's do liveries first.
Let's do the liveries, Alex. You said it. So all liveries are done. Should we rank all of them, or should we just do our top 3 and our worst?
Okay.
Should we do that? Is that probably better instead of ranking all of them?
That's better.
Okay, cool. So have you got a top 3 and a worst?
I have for Formula 1.
Yeah, there's a lot of plain ones there.
Yeah. Let me get up the. Let me get them up. You go first.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna do my top 3. So I actually said this on TikTok the other day. My number 1. No, hang on. We'll go number 3. We'll do 3, 2, 1. It's more dramatic that way. I'll see if I can find an image of all of them. Just to make my life a little easier. As you can see, we are well prepared here at LTM.
Probably on the spot. All right.
Yeah, you put me on the spot because I put you on the spot.
Oh my god. I think you got to put Chaz Mostert on the list of oh my gods.
Oh my god.
The problem is they need black wheels on that car. I've said it for years. It has to be a law that every car has black wheels. Chrome looks like crap. It just ruins it. And I'm sorry. The best car is obviously looks-wise is Cam Waters because you know why? It has black wheels.
Automatic done. Get rid of everything.
Automatic. Yeah. It's true though. Everyone's looks like crap. The DeWalt Anton De Pasquale car.
Yeah.
That thing would be sexy if it had black wheels. Oh my god.
It would. It'd
be straight up filth if it had it. Yeah. But it doesn't. It just looks like crap. So anyway, that's my rant about wheels.
Oh, bloody hell. Before we talk about liveries, we forgot about the most important detail about the Enduro lineup. I can't believe
about it.
I am not. You know what?
Oh my god.
LTM is looking for a new host to replace me because I'm just a spud.
I'll do it.
How could I forget the GOAT?
Can't believe you forgot.
Ultimate GOAT. The greatest supercar driver of all time. All time.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. It is Jack Smith. He is back behind the wheel of a STC Logistics supercar. Once again. I am, so amazed that I actually forgot about it.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, anyway, so now that's gone. Back to the liveries. So let's go with my worst livery. How about we do this?
Hang on.
Why don't we do this
can I just...
time? Yes.
Sure, but can I stop you first?
Yes.
How refreshing is the Shell V-Power Mustang? They've finally done it. They've hired a graphic designer after how many bloody years? 10 at least? Of the same thing.
Do you know what I think has happened? They've actually hired all of the 20 Formula 1 teams, all 10 Formula 1 team graphic designers for that car. Because it shows with the F1 cars.
Yeah, well, besides Racing Bulls, no one's actually hired one.
Oh, Haas actually did something.
Yeah, Haas did. Yeah. Anyway, that's another video. All right, you do You do one that you like, and I will follow.
Let's start off with the worst. Okay, so
I'm gonna write this down.
my worst, probably has to be the Macaulay Jones Pizza Hut livery for this weekend. For this weekend specifically, because it looks like the car has liver damage. It's gone white to yellow, and I do not like the yellow.
It's got diarrhea.
That's a strange diarrhea. You should get that looked at. It's
No, it's gone to yellow. Is what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's got liver. It's got jaundice. It shouldn't be yellow. I don't like it. It just doesn't look right. I personally preferred the white one. But I would say this weekend because I think it's a one. For the
I bet you I know why they changed it. It's because I was sick of hearing Crompo and Scafey calling him Jack Smith or.
yeah. Actually, good point.
They look the same. Oh my god!
Actually, they took making the whole new livery rule about every car has to look different.
Maybe they took it to heart.
Yeah, they made sure about it. Or someone was like, "Can you just make the mirrors yellow?" Accidentally hit select all.
I've done that so many times in Photoshop.
Oh, so it's your fault that it can't yellow. There we go. The truth is out. Alex just wanted to add some LTM branding to the Brad Jones racing car.
Oh, literally, we could. Yeah. Anyway, if there's no money involved, we'll help out.
Yeah. I don't mind the neon red light underneath the car though. That's nice. Yes.
I hope they use more neon for this weekend. Actually,
what is your?
I would put the worst. It's actually hard. You've taken the bloody number one.
You can have the same one if you want. It's the.
Okay, now I'll pick another one. I'm gonna go with Aaron Love. They didn't change a thing.
He's got black wheels.
Oh, you're right.
So that's based off your logic.
You're right.
That's the best. That's the second best livery.
I'm trying to remember what they will look like.
Just look at last year's. Just look at last year's. It's the same one.
Oh crap! Maybe I got to change my answer. I don't really like the tire power though of Jack LeBrock's.
I don't mind.
It's a bit cheap.
Actually, I like the Chico one that Cooper Murray.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with Aaron Love. Sorry, the black wheels make it better, but I'm still sticking with Aaron Love just purely because I can't think of anything worse.
Yeah, fair enough. I thing is, I like the car. It's just a nice color. I like it. Okay, so number 3 on the list. Okay, so your third favorite livery on the grid. My number 3 has to go to David Reynolds' tradie car.
That's a good one. Yeah, it's not bad.
They really cooked with it, and it cooked.
I didn't know that Tradie, who are an underwear company, by the way, make energy drinks now.
Have you seen Nulon's energy drink?
No.
They have an energy drink. You can get it super cheap.
Oh, cool. Are you serious?
Yeah. I'll see if I can find it.
That is great marketing.
But yeah, David Reynolds' car, they did a really good job. It reminds me a lot of the Back to the Future car with Tickford with the grey.
Yeah.
And I think they did really well. So massive shout out to them. What's your number 3, Alex?
Number 3. Ooh.
Your third best, not your first, not your second, and not your fourth. Your third.
Okay. I'm actually gonna put Chaz
as number 3
on it. Yes.
Ooh.
Because I think I love the Chaz livery, but like I said, it needs to have black wheels. What happened?
I found it. It's called
What'd you find?
Start Ya Bastard. Oh, you can't even see that, but that is incredible. It's really, really cool.
Oh god, that's hilarious. $7.
Get rid of that. Jeez.
Does it come with a free bottle of oil?
Actually, Nulon, we love you. Please sponsor us so I can try some. Just not for $7.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Chaz Mostert is your number 3.
Correct.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about that before I move on to number 2?
Just the critiques is that, it's very similar to last year's. It's gotten better. It's still black, which we all loved after that change at Perth, I think it was.
I'm glad they stuck with that. Also, that was Nulon have gone to black as well.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't on my list, because last year's it would have been.
It
no offense.
Yeah, but I don't mind what they did still. They still made it look decent with the red on the side, but
Mm.
That white really looked good last year.
Yeah. Anyway, your number 2.
Number 2 is Dick Johnson Racing.
Oh, he's put it on his list.
Yeah, it looks mean at the front. The front looks tough,
I
and
rate the red number plate.
it looks really cool. And I'm just excited with that, how they're going to go this year. They look reinvented. New engineer lineup, both from Erebus. New driver lineup with Brody Kostecki joining. Also, I've learnt that Brody Kostecki will run the Erebus chassis DJR, but Davison will run last year's car.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to see how different those cars are.
I've just had a quick. Oh no, they have changed a little bit. I was going to say, the new rule with the differences in liveries between drivers. Yeah. I was looking at Newlons, and it took me a bloody while to work out where the differences were.
Is it the number on the windscreen?
No. It's actually just above that. It's the 1300 we hire is white on Stanoways and reds on Goldings, and then also there was another. Oh, one of the sponsors in the headlights are different for both.
I still wish they had a rule where the number has to be on the door. Like
it would look so much better.
Like I know sponsors probably won't be happy about that, but it needs to happen.
No, but the problem is there is room.
Yeah,
there's plenty of room. I think it's possible, but yeah.
What do you think? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you reckon we should get more NASCAR style liveries for supercars with a number on the door? I think we should. It adds more character to the cars. Plus, it's easier to see, because even based off what you said about Newlon, it's still going to be tricky to work out who's who. But time for your number 2.
My number 2 is Nick Percat's Bendix car. When that came out last year, I loved it. I think it's a beautiful looking car. I'm a bit biased being a Port Adelaide fan because it's the exact same colours. However, I just think, once again, that would look amazing with black wheels. And yeah, it's up there with one of the nice looking cars.
Well, they had some really good looking cars last year, so I'm glad they kind of stuck with it. Cameron Cribb's car, they did a pretty good job putting that together too.
I wasn't a fan of that.
It could have been better, but I still don't mind it.
Also, I'm not sure the Grove team have followed that rule either, by the way. Oh, no, I found the difference. Never mind. It takes a while, though.
Here's a quick one on the spot. What is your honourable mention?
Oh, okay.
That's a fun little one. I just came up with the spot.
Yeah, I like it. My honourable mention. Oh, good bloody question. I'd probably put James Courtney's car. As you can tell, I'm going for the blue and black ones. But my number 1's not blue and black. Trust me.
Yeah. I'm gonna go as an honourable mention. Is probably Triple Eight.
Okay. Yeah, they've made it. They've made it nice, though. I agree.
I quite like the white. I like. I like it.
So who's your number 1 then?
Do you think that was going to be my number 1?
No, but you're running out of options.
No. I've got.
I think I know your number 1.
Any guesses? Do you want to guess?
Can I guess the manufacturer?
Yes.
That way I don't give it away.
Yeah.
Is it a Ford?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think I know who it is.
You probably know who it is. So without further ado, number 1 is Aaron Love.
Okay, that wasn't.
Really? No, it's not.
I was going to say.
It is Ryan Wood's truck assist car.
That wasn't the one.
Really? Okay. Let me tell you why. Because it looks very similar. The orange and black reminds me of the HSV cars. And I absolutely love those cars.
Oh, yeah, they were cool.
And
they were
Ryan
cool.
Wood's car looks sexy this time around as well.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And you probably thought I mentioned a Tickford car.
I did.
a monster one by any chance?
I did, yeah.
I
That's what I
do
thought. The number
like
one
it.
was.
No, I do like it, but it's not my favorite. But I do like
Okay.
what they've done. Anyway, is that your number one?
No,
Oh, okay. Well, what's your
it
number
is
one?
not. My number one is actually the DeWalt Anton De
Ah,
Pasquale.
the Bumblebee.
It is a very nice. I saw it go over the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's just the best one out of the whole lot.
It does look
I just
really
think the
good, doesn't
color.
it?
I think the colors look sick. That's just the yellowish orange. I guess maybe I'm biased because it's LTM colors.
No, no, it does look really, really good though, doesn't it? They did a really, really
It
good job with
does.
it. I
No,
love
it
the
does look
Bumblebee
sick.
look. No, it's a
I just
good
think,
choice.
besides the stupid blue front wing, which I've just realised is not that good, but apart from that, it's yeah, it's pretty clean.
Well, it looks. I like your choice. That's a good choice.
Also, have you noticed? I don't know if you've realised this, but you know how the driver's numbers on the windscreen
Yeah.
always stopped at the wiper halfway, basically, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
the number was above the wiper.
yeah.
They've changed that this year.
How is it now?
It's small, it just goes across however long it is. So Anton De Pasquale is
Oh,
like the word D is in front of the. Yeah, just go however long the name is.
yeah,
It just comes out to the passenger side. Sorry, to the driver's side.
yeah. Right.
Small detail, but I think it's better because the numbers were so unbelievably. Sorry, the names are so unbelievably hard to read. If you're, who's got the longest name?
De Pasquale probably does, to be honest with you.
Probably yeah. Yeah, well, Matt Payne. Oh, no, Payne was just the word Payne.
No,
But like last
De
name,
Pasquale does.
Heimgartner.
Oh,
Heimgartner would have been the longest one.
maybe.
Like that name was so hard to read. And Van Gisbergen back in the day was worse. But yeah, actually his looks ridiculous on a NASCAR. Because I've done the exact same thing I'm talking about. But yeah, shout out to Supercars for making that a little bit easier for fans to read. So yeah,
Good job. I still wish they should put the numbers on the door. Just saying.
agreed.
Just saying.
All that it doesn't even need to be that big. It just these ones now are so small.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't have to be major.
No.
Anyway, let's go and have a look at the schedule for this
Yes.
weekend. Would you like to do the honors? First off, support categories. We've got Super 2, Porsche Carrera Cup, Touring Car Masters, and V8 Utes
Super Utes.
as well, which is really cool. I don't know if I missed any. Don't think I did.
Nope, that's it.
Yeah, very good. So yeah, without further ado, Alex, let's go through the schedule.
Sure thing. So Supercar schedule. Practice 1 will begin at 1:40 local time. I'm going to say all the times in local time. So if you're headed to the track, you know when to watch. 4:20 p.m. on the Friday is qualifying for race 1. So there's only one practice session. Awesome.
How long is it?
Half an hour.
Even better. There you go. They're listening.
Yep. Half an hour qualifying 2 as well. No top 10 shootout for race 1. Just, I guess, just being really short time period in the day. The race will start at, yeah. The race will start late at 7:50 p.m. local time. So almost 8 o'clock. But it's not a school night, so kids can stay up late. What do we got else? Saturday. There's no practice on Saturday. The first session is qualifying for the race 2, which is at 2:35 local time. Then top 10 shootout is at 4:35. And then race 2, which is the longest race the longer race of the weekend, that will start at 7:30 p.m. local time. So that'll run quite late actually. On the Sunday, we have qualifying for the Sunday race at 11:10 a.m. And then top 10 shootout will start at 1:05. And then the race, which is a day race, it's kind of like an evening race, is going to start at 4:05.
Yeah, nice. I'm so pumped. It's going to be.
I'm pumped too, but I'm also pumped for Porsche Carrera Cup. Like, I don't think they've raced at Sydney for a while, and also I think they have like a 27 car grid. That's ridiculously big.
It's pretty cool. A lot of the people from the Sprint Challenge is moving up.
Yeah, agreed. Because Sprint Challenge is really cool. Kind of dying.
Yeah, well, that's still that's
It's still there, but it's not as big as it was when
it's going to be part of the Speed Series this year. which will be cool because Speed Series is full on GT this year, which
Good.
is cool. Predictions.
Is it still on stand though?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good,
I
because I
think
won't watch
that ended not last year, year before, I think.
Okay, good.
Because they moved.
It must be just on the SBS just then, I think.
SBS and Fox.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and 7. So predictions, right? Let's have a look. Who do you reckon will be the most disappointing? Who will, be the one to beat? And who do you reckon will be the first one to get a DNF?
I think the most disappointing. When you say disappointing, you mean like someone who should be good but aren't?
Someone who you were expecting to do decent, but was crap.
I think it's not been a very successful track for Brock Feeney. Yeah, he's not as quick as Will Brown around here either. So see how we go with that. That's my disappointing driver, I guess I could say.
That's a good catch. That's a good catch, actually.
Then I'd say the first one to crash would be, no offense, but either Aaron Lars or Macca Jones or something like that.
I guess you can technically tick him off the list already. He already did.
No, he already did. Exactly. Or a Stanaway or something. I don't know.
And who's your actually, I'll also add another one up for this. Who's your best and who's the surprise?
Okay. We're just adding as we go along here. Yeah. The best, I'm gonna say it's. Can I do two? Can I have a two answer?
How dare you? Go for it.
All right, cool. Will Brown or Chaz Mostert will be the the ones to beat.
Yep.
And then the surprise, maybe if James Godwin's car's not on fire, that'd be a good start.
That would help. That does help. Definitely.
Actually, no. I'm gonna say Nick Percat. I'm on the Nick Percat train this year. I think it's gonna be a great year.
Very good. Very good. I reckon
your worst.
My worst. Brock Feeney is a good one. I don't want to say that because I want Brock to do well. I want everyone to do well. I'm going to actually say Chaz Mostert.
Oh, don't say that. No.
I have to. You said Brock Feeney. I have to say Chaz Mostert. We're going back to Adelaide. You're getting flashbacks.
I'm getting bumped off the truck into the fence is what I'm actually getting done. Still pissed off.
What a fun time. Again, I can't remember much of that race. But, so I reckon Chaz Mostert might be... probably won't be his performance. It might be the car. Don't know. Probably be a combination of things. He could even have pit stop drama because that's what ruined his year last year. Who knows?
Oh boy.
The one to beat, probably I'm going to give it to the Tickford guys. Cam Waters might start strongly this weekend.
He needs to because he always starts on the back foot.
And maybe Thomas Randall could get his first win. Who knows? And biggest surprise. This is a bit too far to the top anyway, but I'll still count it. Ryan Wood gets his first win this weekend.
Oh,
I reckon. Lock it in.
Straight off the bat.
I reckon that'll be cool.
No, I think he'll win in Barbagallo, to be honest.
You reckon? He actually was strong.
Well, he almost did last year, so
yeah, that's what I mean.
On debut, so.
But he did finish second in the test today, so if that means anything, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout.
So I'm very excited, but it's a Mustang. It's a Mustang track.
Not after today, it's not.
No, although they're getting better. But let us know your predictions in the comments below. We'll love to hear your thoughts. But on that note, it is time to finish the show.
It's gone dark in my room. That's how long it's taken.
It's gone. Yeah, I can see the darkness out there.
It's gone dark.
You're also gone for a short minute, but that's all right.
That's true.
Thanks everyone who has tuned in to our podcast, whether you're listening on Spotify, YouTube, and now Facebook, because we upload all our pods to Facebook now. So it's just easier for you to scroll and look at. Be sure to subscribe, follow, give us a like. Check out our social media as well. All the links and whatnot will be in the description below as well on YouTube and Spotify. Thanks, Alex, for joining me once again. It's always great to have you.
Good fun.
Massive weekend with Supercars. So it's going to be amazing. Next week we'll do our review. Hopefully we'll do that in person. We'll get some fan questions organised as well. That'll be cool. And then
Yep.
we are off to
Bring 'em
Wington.
on.
We're off to Wington next weekend, which is going to be epic with the Hyper Racer.
Can't wait.
So
Can't wait.
if you're heading to Wington next weekend, be sure to keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for these dickheads. Keep an eye out for these dickheads. We'll be
28th
roaming around.
28th of Feb to the 2nd of March. We'll be there supporting Good Old Ivan in the Hyper Racer, but just checking out all the action as well. Like for the other categories, there'll be Legend cars, there'll be Formula Fords, the Trans Am's there too.
Yeah, Trans Am, Mark cars, potentially GT3s and old supercars.
Yeah, cool.
All
So if
in
you're
one
around
class.
if you're around the Melbourne area, check it out. Come drive 2.5 hours, and yeah, we'll be in our OTM shirt. So don't be afraid to come up to us and say hey.
That's it. Or drive 10 hours like us.
Yeah. There's some sketchy roads.
That's it. We'll race you there. Yeah, no, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.